allow me to say thank you first, Balaji, for taking the time to be with us. I mean, it's our opportunity to understand your leadership a little better so that other leaders can benefit from your experience as well.
Yeah, whatever little I can. Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. Very good. First off, I mean, in whatever little interactions we have had so far, Balaji, what has impressed me is all of the people who are with you have been with you for a very long time. So what I'm curious about is to find out what truly makes Balaji this magnet for talent.
I think I always believe with two things, right? First and foremost, there is nothing that cannot be solved or addressed at work. There's a solution for everything. Because in personal life, you probably may have a lot of emotions attached. Here, there is nothing. Unless and until I'm working with my brother or my cousin or my uncle, there's no emotion in that sense, right? I have to do, my emotion is only to the organization and my customers I deal with.
Right.
So I don't come with a mindset saying that, oh my God, type of a feeling. I never have that. So I always know that it can be solved. I may not know the solution, but it can be solved.
Very good. Very
so
good.
When you give that feeling to your team, come what may, there is somebody who can take care of you. I think they feel comfortable working in that environment. Number one.
Very good.
And number two, I make it a point to connect with them on a personal note. Their likes and dislikes, their personalities, their family. But then what happens is you truly are an extended family. It's not enough to say extended family, but you really need to be treating your team members as extended family. And the third one is, I have never shifted away from the outcomes which we are focused on. I can empathize with people. I will take sympathy on people. I'll pity people at times. All that is fine, but not at the cost of what we need to deliver, because that is what we are coming to office and being paid for.
Very good. Very good.
Right? And I somehow don't believe in saying somebody needs to motivate me. I don't believe in somebody saying that, it's okay to do 95%. You are hired and paid to do 100% of the work, 100% of the time, always 100% of quality.
Right. Right.
99% of quality means you should only get 99% of your salary. So if you connect with individuals, at the same time drive some of these professional principles, I think people feel comfortable.
Okay.
They don't feel threatened. They feel that this is a tough guy, but good to work with.
Right. Right.
And I am not saying I have perfected it. I am still learning quite a bit, seeing people, talking to people. I've had mentors who have shown me this, right? I mean, some of the mentors I have had an opportunity to work with, they're completely selfless, right? I have not given anything back, honestly. But they took special interest in me because they felt that they can groom this boy. They felt that this guy can have a life which is impactful. Completely selfless, right? I mean, there was nothing they expected in return. And I have had the opportunity of working with such stalwarts in my life. So
beautiful.
Why not emulate them? And do it. Number one. Number two, I have one common theme I've learned from all of my mentors is keep it simple. And keep it straight. Keep it straight. Right? Keeping it straight is also being simple, right? In that sense. Do it. I mean, see, if people start suspecting, people start gossiping, people start reflecting, representing something different in front of me and different back of me, the problem is not them. The problem is me. I have created an environment which is not enabling them to tell something in front of me.
Beautiful.
I don't think it's saying that, oh my God, that guy is manipulative. I have allowed him to be manipulated because something is wrong in me. If I create an atmosphere where people can coexist, can enjoy, can celebrate, and still be tough and work well, why not? And I feel that's the easiest. manipulating and gossiping is the most difficult.
Absolutely.
I may as well take the simpler route of being for everybody, being with everybody.
Very nice. Very nice. In a way, I mean,
those are certain things I learned from my mentors, and I'm trying to emulate them as much as I can.
Beautiful. Beautiful. In a way, a term that strikes me, Balaji, is called compassionate accountability. Right?
Yeah, I have only 3 principles: trust, compassion, and empathy. Right? I need to generate trust with my people. I need to take care of them in a compassionate manner. I need to realize and reconcile to the fact that others are also like me and they have problems and challenges. And I need to understand their perspective and their views when I'm having a conversation. So trust, compassion, and empathy.
Trust, compassion, and empathy.
If I draw a triangle, that's how I would draw it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Trust and compassion makes you to feel confident. Compassion and empathy makes you to feel secure. The trust and the empathy makes you to feel transparent.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Excellent. That's very useful, Balaji. You also mentioned that you have had a number of mentors along your journey, right? Not everybody has there's the same blessings. So how do leaders get better when they don't have such great mentors, Balaji?
I think, see, the unfortunate thing, especially in India, I feel is a mentor doesn't have to be senior to you. Right? You always think that mentor means you have to look up.
Yeah.
You can actually have mentors who are even lower than you in hierarchy, right? That is number one. So you can actually get a lot from the ecosystem. Of course, there are bad things. I'm not denying that. But you can be intelligent enough not to take it, filter it out, right? That's one thing. The second thing which I was actually had a privilege of meeting this guy. What's his name? NASA guy who actually set Apollo, who was actually the project manager of Apollo. He had a nice saying called "failure is not an option." Come to me. It'll come to me. He actually addressed in one of the Cognizant community event, the customer events which we have, and he was a keynote speaker. One thing which he told me was that if your team knows that your boss is also learning from you, right? If your team knows that he's not your boss, but he's also trying to be like you and still succeed together. It so happens that he has 5 more years of experience than me, right? If I create that ambience, then the mentorship can be both ways. Right? I can learn from my team can learn from me.
Beautiful.
Having said that, I have been blessed to have had some very good mentors like Lakshmi Narayanan, who was the ex-CEO of Cognizant, Chandrasekhar, who was the ex-MD of Cognizant. I had the opportunity of working with Mr. Gokhale, who was the first CEO of Patni Computers after Narayan Murthy left.
Right.
I had mentors like Satish Joshi, who was a COO of Patni, but who felt that walking from home to office was the best means of transport.
Wow.
You know, there were lots of people who actually, in some shape or form, emitted certain characteristics which appealed to me.
True.
And I probably had their blessing, my parents' blessing, and my spiritual blessing that I could only adopt those. It is not to say that I did not have bad bosses. I had very bad bosses also. But it was easy for me to ignore that, or it was easy for me to filter that.
Very nice.
One of my appraisals went for 16 hours.
Seriously?
Non-stop. 2004.
Wow.
And his intention was just to tell me how bad I was. And at the end of 16 hours, me being me, I told him, well, you could have told me this 20 minutes into the conversation.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Whether I accept it or not, you were struggling to tell me that I was bad here, right? You told me 20 minutes into the conversation.
Right.
But unfortunately, what he did, all along 16 hours, he told me that I was bad. But he gave me a 4 out of 5 rating. So he meant that I was bad. But he did not have the courage to write it in paper that I was bad.
Ah, okay.
Because when I told him at the end of the 16 hours that was your main intention was telling me that I was bad, you had told me very early. I told him I thought I'm going to get a 1 or a 2 out of 5 in my rating. That's how I reconciled.
Right.
And I said, okay, in a span of 30 years of career, once in a while you can get 1 or 2. That's okay. You don't have to be 5 every time in life.
Right.
But when I got my letter, it was 4. Excellent performance.
Wow.
I actually walked up to him and said, why the hell did you take 16 hours? Yeah. And in spite of that, you told me that I'm only bad. But here I get a letter which is saying excellent. No. I was just trying to make you sharpen your skills and quality. That's not what you tried. You tried something else.
Correct.
I've had bad bosses. I've had bosses when there was an escalation from the customer. They used to tell me, leave it here. Leave it for 2 din ke liye chhod do. Something like automatically. Right. I did have such bosses as well. No questions about it. But I think my blessings were so high on me from many people around me, well-wishers and otherwise, that I was happy and easy to ignore those and filter those out.
Beautiful.
And only accept and take some of the qualities which some of the true mentors really emitted.
Very good.
And when I am benefited, why not I benefit the people around me?
Right.
That's how I view it. I don't view work as work. I view work as karma. Right? I have to perform a ritual for my mother now, right? Because I lost my mother a couple of months back. I had to perform a ritual for my mother. This is one more ritual. I come to a temple where my customer is God. The people around me are the same devotees coming to the same temple. I have to keep it sacrosanct. I have to be sacred.
Correct.
I have to respect everybody else. Because disrespecting a devotee, the God will not like it.
Beautiful.
That's what I think. This is temple for me. This is karma for me, according to me.
Beautiful.
That's where I never get flustered. I never get frustrated. Nobody needs to externally motivate me. I'm fine.
Very nice. I'm smiling away, Balaji, because when we established this company, we called it Tripura Multinational. We said it's a divine responsibility to make others great.
No questions about it. No questions about it. There can't be a better purpose. There can't be a better purpose.
Absolutely. Now tell me something, Balaji. You have been the recipient of all of these blessings. Now, you have a team who's supporting you. How do you make these team members even better than you, Balaji?
That is a journey which I'm still struggling. Right? I want all of my people to replace me. And as quickly as possible. Both for selfish reasons that I want to get out of this. And more importantly, for their own success, that, it just happens that I'm here. There is no reason that somebody else cannot be here. 100%. Right? And what I keep, see, this is what I learned from my maths teacher, right? Krishna Kumar. He just used to tell me, get your fundamentals right. You will learn, you'll pick up any problem, solve any problem. I keep, whenever I have conversations, whenever I have discussions with my people for various reasons, I always try to see if I can make them understand how good or how bad is their fundamental foundation. Right? And when I am trying to help them understand that their foundation is probably not very strong, or the foundation is very strong, I see a difference in them.
Beautiful. Very good.
When I say foundation, I'm not talking of complex things. Do I have value system? Do I understand what I am working for, what I'm paid for?
Mm.
Do I understand what I'm accountable for?
Mm.
Do I understand what I need to deliver as outcomes? We are not running an NGO. We are not a charitable organization, right? So it is very important to make people realize what their strength foundationally are. I will be wasting my time trying to find out their weakness.
Right.
I want to find out what their strengths are. And if I can keep reinforcing that strength, if I keep expanding this, the types of parameters or dimensions in which they can become strong, they can easily replace me or even surpass me easily.
Right.
At this point in time, the experience of the people who have faced multiple scenarios, the ability for them to apply their strength to those scenarios are only the barriers for them to not be in my position. If I can help them realize it,
very good.
And I make it a point in every touch point of mine that I'm able to make, I'm not teaching them. I'm not coming and telling Balaji, you do not know this, now you adopt this principle. I'm not telling that. I'm in a subtle way making them realize what they are good at and what they are not good at. And if they are good at something, how can that be continuously reinforced?
Very good.
And if they are good at something, how can I keep widening that strength area? If I can do that, I think they will prosper and they will grow much better than me and they'll become much better leaders than me.
Beautiful.
Even faster than me.
Beautiful. But then also the responsibility comes on Balaji to say, look, there is so much change which is happening all around. And Balaji needs to keep up, if not be ahead of the change. So my question to you, Balaji, is how do you learn? I mean, that's a good way to start. How do you learn, Balaji?
See, I am in services business. Right? In services business, the customer is the center of everything. Right? As the world changes around me, my customers' needs change. I need to look at the customer in 3 dimensions. He's an individual. He's like you and me, right?
Correct.
Has aspirations, has likes and dislikes, has vagaries, has quirks, has ups and downs, has motivational frustrations, everything is there. So I need to understand that.
Correct.
And he's playing a role. He could be a CTO, he could be a vice president, he could be a manager. There is a responsibility he is undertaking.
Correct.
And third, he represents an organization which has a culture or which has a definitive path ahead. If those change, I need to change. So if I keep my customer in the center of everything,
right,
then I think my job becomes easier for me to adapt to change. But the problem is, I need to, when I try to change or when I want to make a change, I need to make others believe in it. The problem is not to change. The problem is to make people believe in the change. Right? Then, in that context, if I keep the team member in the center, not the customer, then I can get the belief going.
Right.
So if my purpose, I'm called Customer Success Officer of GAVS. If my purpose is to make every individual successful with my team, they would enrich, they would experience something good.
True.
And when all of us as human beings experience something good, we want to give that experience to others. It's a natural phenomenon.
Correct.
So if I'm able to suggest or help people experience that delight of being successful, they will automatically give success to their customer. Right. Because they can't give it back to me.
True.
Right? So they have to give it somewhere else and they'll give it to their customer. So my endeavor is, when it comes to business transactions, irrespective of the situation, pandemic or non-pandemic, right? The customer is the center of everything. In my discussions with my people, tone changes to not customer, you, the team member is in the center of everything.
Okay.
If I make this connection work.
Mm,
If I work like this, then I ignore this constituent.
Correct. Correct.
If I work only like this, then I'll ignore this constituent.
Correct.
Both will hurt me.
True.
So I will have to balance making between decisions which are employee, team member, colleague centric and customer centric. If I can get a right balance, no situation external to you can affect you.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And nothing can stop them from being creative.
Correct. Correct.
So we need to give a trustworthy environment and we need to give a non-threatening environment. And it's easier said than done.
Correct. It's easier said than done. Correct. Absolutely. I'm curious about one more thing, Balaji. How did you discover your purpose in life, Balaji?
Very easy. I've had both professional and personal debacles and eventful moments. Right? I still remember the first flight I took to the US.
How old were you?
21, 23.
23, okay. 23.
Yeah. Right? I can't ignore both the ups and downs I had then. There were events in my life personally which made me to believe, what the hell, at the end of the day. So that changed curve. Right? It made it to course correct. There were events in professional life which also made me to think, after all, what? Right? I think as that happened more in number, I was probably getting sharpened better, or I was probably becoming better and better. I'm trying to say, at the end of the day, let's draw a purpose. Right? I'm now speaking to you. If my purpose would have been to advertise myself, then I would only want to say glorified things. I'm a gold medalist in this university. You know, I've had 40 promotions in my life. That's what I would have liked to tell. That's not the intent. There is a gentleman, Mr. Venkat, who's taking time out of whatever schedule he is in the middle of, wanting to talk to me.
And there is a connection
on a particular topic or a set of topics. Right? So there is an effort being put from the other person. And I need to respect that. Right? Absolutely. And if I have all this feeling in every conversation I do, then I think people will relate to what I'm trying to tell.
True.
And people will be able to relate to the events, relate to the experience, I say. And you like it or not, right? This is what I have seen. You like it or not, people observe you too much. Right? Especially as you go higher up the ladder, you're being watched.
Correct.
Right? People emulate you, people idolize you without telling you. They may not tell you that, Balaji, you know what? I have found you doing this and hence I have taken that. They may not tell you.
Correct.
But they observe you. If that responsibility is bigger for you.
Correct.
And if I can acknowledge that responsibility, and if I can acknowledge the fact that because of that observing capability of that individual, I'm able to make that person better. Why not?
Very good. Very good.
If I'm going to get a big luxurious car, take me from point A to point B.
Correct.
If I'm able to get another ordinary car, also is going to take me to point A to point B.
Correct.
But if I'm having a luxurious car and I'm left alone to make that drive, but if I have an ordinary car, I have two more people in the car. Why not I choose an ordinary car and still enjoy the ride?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's how I view it. That's how I view it.
Beautiful.
So there have been definitive events in my personal and professional life of significant importance and significant impacts, which has made me to retrospect quite a bit and say, at the end of the day, what purpose are you living for? And if that realization comes, added to my upbringing of being a spiritual, religious person,
Very nice.
Thanks to have been born in this wonderful country, it makes me to even be thinking that way more than I would have otherwise in another country.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact,
That's how I view it. That's how I view it.
Correct. Correct. Thank you so much. I need to be respectful of your time as well, Balaji.
Look forward to talking to you and working with you more.
Definitely. 100%. I completely reciprocate all of the sentiments, Balaji. Allow me to say that whenever we have spoken, there is this spark of connection I have felt.
Thank
right?
you.
Which is why I reached out, because it's my belief that good people need to stay connected. Correct. And
Very
let's
well
see.
said.
We are all in this life for a certain purpose. Let's see where life takes us, but we are trying to do good every day. That's the key.
Will do. Absolutely.
Right. And
Wonderful,
we'll make the world a better place.
Great talking to you. Take care and be well and be safe. Pleasure talking to you. Bye for now.
Take care. Bye.